Good morning, friends. It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and today we are going to do a little bit of an overview and some comparisons up against the Hogue Doug Ritter Mini RSK Gen 2 in 20 CV. This is a knife that I recently was given from a friend. I've been really interested in kind of using it, testing it, reviewing it, because obviously it is very reminiscent of one of my favorite knives of all time, the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. So from my understanding, Doug Ritter did a version of the mini grip basically with Benchmade, and it had this blade but in this body, and then they discontinued that. And Doug Ritter ended up going over to Hogue and continuing a business with them to make the RSKs in the full size and mini with Hogue. And you can no longer get the blade from Doug Ritter in the mini grip any longer. You can't do that. So we just have the mini grip from Benchmade and the RSK from Hogue. So we'll just do a couple of size comparisons, and then we're just going to talk about what I really like about this, and if there's anything that I don't like about it, and if I think this is a good choice for you or not. So obviously, the Benchmade Mini Griptilian is a great comparison because it really is kind of the Hogue version of that. So here are a few mini grips lined up. Obviously, the Mini RSK is a little bit longer and bigger than the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. By the way, because I know everyone's going to ask, these are Death Grip scales made by Ryan Roberts. You can find him on Instagram. He makes basically the best Benchmade scales on the market right now in terms of like a one-man band, CNC machine scales. I mean, a lot of people are doing fantastic work, but Death Grip scales, 100% some of the best scales in the world right now for Benchmade models. These are absolutely stunning. Obviously, I've had these for a while. These are very worn in. These are olive drab micarta with a really old school M4 blade that I stripped. You can't strip these anymore. They changed the coating. This is from, 7 years ago probably. But they did change the coating, and you really can't strip it with acetone and sandpaper anymore, but you used to be able to. That's why this is stripped. So yeah, obviously a little longer, a little bigger, a little bit of a different blade shape than the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. Let's just bring in a few other size comparisons that most people will probably want to see and or have these knives. So we have a Spyderco Para 3 here. I know people are also going to ask about this combo because it's abnormal. You can't buy it like this. I switched the blade. This was a Knife Joy exclusive brown G10 scales with a black coated S35VN blade, but I switched it out for this because I like the brown and the satin better. I really was trying to go for recreating what the River's Edge Cutlery 10V Paramilitary 2 looks like. I really like the looks of that, so I did this myself. I think that just looks really cool. But yeah, for a size comparison, very close, obviously. Let's bring in Benchmade Bug Out. Nearly identical in length. Very similar blade shape too, which is a huge plus for that Ritter. And lastly, let's do a Chris Reeves Small Sebenza 31 because a lot of people have those and like them. Again, very similar. Okay. So let's go over some pros about the Ritter because there really are a lot of them. I'm not sure why more people do not have this knife. I think it's a little bit of It's honestly probably because it's made by Hogue, and I think because Hogue is mostly into weaponry, guns and stuff, when gun companies make knives, it can just take a while for people to get used to that and to basically trust them. Like with Tactile Turn, they were making incredible pens that were spot on, and then they started making knives, and they're really trying to work through those kinks right now. And people are spending $299 on knives that are arriving like shit because they were in the pen game, now in their knife game, and sometimes it doesn't work out right away. But I think Hogue is really doing a great job on these, at least right now. So the shadow here is really bad, isn't it, guys? Ooh, I don't even know where to move. The sun just came out and fucked everything up. I really hope this shadow doesn't bother you guys. Sorry if it does, but I have nowhere to go here. Okay, so the Mini RSK by Hogue is really fantastic. There are a ton of pros, and I think one of the main reasons this is doing so well is because Doug Ritter has an influence. So, the Deca really has some kinks to be worked out, but I think because Doug is actively integrated into these projects, these are turning out fantastic from what I've heard and what I've handled. So let's start with the blade. The 20CV is fucking fantastic. I've used it pretty thoroughly. I think this blade shape is one of the best I've ever used. It is a perfect kind of hybrid between the Benchmade bug-out blade being like thin and slicey, and then the robustness of the Benchmade mini grip that we have loved for, decades, really. This blade shape is fantastic. It's just really thick. And if you're, hard using this and using it as a multi-tool, which some people do, including myself, it's really great, but I think some people wanted just a refined version of the mini grip, and that's seriously what this Mini RSK is. It's refined. It's improved. It's way better. This blade is very slicey, but robust enough to take on a lot of different tasks. The thumb studs are really easy to catch and grip to deploy the knife. You have kind of that zombie apocalypse sign there. It's borderline too rough. It's sharp, guys. I will say, these studs are sharp, but it catches your finger and it just flies out. Jimping, okay. Not the best. I mean, I don't understand why companies add jimping if it's rounded, or there's no depth to it, because it's really not changing anything. I mean, that jimping is basically aesthetics at this point. That's not actually gripping your hand. But I guess it looks cool. Yeah. I really like Spyderco jimping. I feel like it's toothy enough where it actually is helping you. Look at that. Is correct jimping. Your fingers aren't going anywhere with that. But, A for effort, I guess, and maybe time will improve. This Starburst Pattern G10 is cosmetically very pleasing to me, but also, in use, extremely grippy. I mean, this is fucking grippy, guys. Not tear up your pocket type of grippy, but, you feel it. And it's really nice to use. I love how they did that Starburst pattern. It just feels incredible when you're using this knife. I feel like these shadows are really going to start pissing people off here. I'm almost tempted to move inside. Do you guys mind? No? Okay. Let's collect real quick. I'm moving inside because this is going to drive everyone nutty, I can tell. We will use... Oh, God. We'll use the counter. We'll use the kitchen counter. Why not? Sorry, guys. Okay, so. Let me set you up here. Go figure, we're always fucking oh my lord. Fucking everything up here. Bear with me. Bear with me for 30 seconds. I promise this is gonna get better. Okay. The grip on this is absolutely incredible. Very, very grippy in hand. Nothing I would change about that. The hardware is, there we go, great. I think these are T8s. I haven't taken the knife apart, but I'm pretty sure those are all T8s, which is better than T6. Pocket clip is pretty decent, guys. I wish there was a little more retention, and I think just the way this is designed, it's a little weak, but I like what they were going for, and I like the design, like the literal design of the clip. I think it's very nice looking and in hand. Because it's so laid back, you don't feel it at all. But I wish it had a little more retention. Lanyard hole, gotta love that, because then we can put our lanyards on. Absolutely love it. And these springs, from what I am observing, might be a hair thicker than the Benchmade springs, which is awesome. Probably a little more rugged. Perfectly centered. Flow through construction. Everything you want. Everything you want in a pocket knife, really. This is spot on. And I feel like the mini grip was probably analyzed, and things that people complained about with this model, Doug and Hogue worked on integrating just every aspect into this knife. Seriously. The Benchmade mini grip is almost the perfect size EDC knife. It's just a hair small for me. And that's crazy because I have not big hands. In terms of girl hands, maybe a little larger than most, but compared to guys that are usually using these knives, small hands. And this is pocketable, don't get me wrong, but it's almost too small. And then the Benchmade mini grip, compared to the Griptilian, a lot of people like the mini grip because the Griptilian is really thick and beefy and just a little too much. So this is like right in the middle, guys. This is slimline, just a hair bigger than the mini grip, not as big and bulky and boxy as the Griptilian, but it's perfectly sized and slim, guys. This is nice and slim. Let's see if I can put the mini grip next to it. So it feels slimmer in hand than the mini grip, and it's still bigger, which is awesome. Because once you get into the Griptilian, you're pretty beefy. Love the access to sharpening that you get with this. That is just beautiful. I think this is a flat grind, really nice. Everything about this, guys, is literally a home run. It really is. They have something really good going on there. Even the finish on this blade, this stonewash. Come on, focus. It's gorgeous. The cool thing is they're also doing these in Magna Cut now. Granted, those are sold out, or they're on pre-order or something. You can't literally get one right now, I don't think. But they're making them in Magna Cut now. Heat treat, I think, is 61 to 63, something like that, so not bad at all. It might even be 62 to 63. And this 20 CV that they're doing, incredible. I would say it's as good as TRM 20 CV. Okay, my dog is barking now. Of course, everything here is going wrong. Kane, enough! Okay. So, any cons? No. Are you kidding me? Look at this. This is the perfect EDC knife. Maybe the pocket clip, but it works and I haven't found anything bad about it, you know? It just, like, I feel like it just has a little less retention than I want, and that's kind of typical of Hogue pocket clips I have found. Maybe you can get an aftermarket one or something if you feel that that is just a little weak for you. But like I said, in hand, it feels really nice. It's so low right here. You don't feel it. I can't think of any cons about this, guys. I seriously can't. This is an incredible knife. I recommend it much more than the mini grip just because I feel like this is the better version of it. You're getting all the aspects of a Benchmade mini grip at a fantastic price. Very lightweight. I think it's like 2.7 or 2.8 ounces, something like that. It's definitely under 3. So it falls into the lightweight category for me. There's nothing bad about it. I cannot think of anything I would change about this knife. Seriously, it's incredible. Sorry about Kane crying. He's crying because I'm inside and he's outside. Best use for this? EDC, 100%. All right, I'm gonna close the door because he won't stop. Man, this is all over the place, isn't it? Go figure. Just like my life. Okay. Highly recommend. Best use, EDC, obviously. That's what this was really geared toward, I think. You have a lot of good belly on there. Pretty decent lack of ergonomics, which is perfect because you can kind of hold this however you need to do all different types of cuts. I wouldn't be surprised if this would be decent for, like, hunting, too. Not that I recommend using folding knives for hunting, just because it can be a pain in the ass to get, like, blood and guts in those moving parts. However, if you wanted, like, a one-and-done knife, I really think this would be good for processing game. It has the belly that you need, the robustness in a slim form factor that you need for processing game. I really don't see why this wouldn't succeed with that. And the last thing I just want to touch on is sharpening. I haven't done a full, like, freehand sharpen with this. I did touch it up. Come on, focus. I did touch it up at work on a pocket sharpener after doing a ton of work with it. And it was very easy to touch up. Wait, did I freehand this? Hold on, let me look at this blade real quick. No. Maybe I did. That's not the factory edge, and it's definitely not a pocket sharpener edge. I know that I used the pocket sharpener at work, and this responded fabulous to it and only took a few seconds to touch up. And it was really nice, but maybe I did sharpen this. I just don't remember doing that. My life has been so crazy lately, but that's not the factory edge, so I must have. Anyway, I do remember using the pocket sharpener. Took literally just a few seconds to get it back to razor sharp. This 20 CV is very well treated. Can't recommend it enough, guys. This is a seriously good EDC knife. Let me know down in the comments if you have one, if you've been looking into one, what version you have, what steel. They do carbon fiber as well, which is really cool. I know the new MagnaCut ones are in carbon fiber. But let me know if you have one of these and what your experience has been, because I just feel like Hogue is kind of slept on. These mini RSKs are kind of slept on. And they're seriously incredible. I'm very excited to continue using this knife, and I'm really happy to have it in the collection. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about these, if you plan on getting one. I will see you guys soon. Go use your shit, and enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys.